Sorry about that, Bill.
That's all right. Someone plugged it into the wrong hole, so it wasn't working.
Fredo set you up.
Yeah.
Hello?
Welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, we're starting now. Thanks.
All right, Miss Cindy, do we have a quorum?
Good morning, Mr. Chairman. Yes, you do.
Let it be known for the record that we have 4 of our commissioners here, and we have Commissioner Dana, who is on the phone with us today. So, all right, this is a special meeting, and so first off on this agenda is the canvassing of the 2021 local elections. So, Miss Cindy, you're up.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. It's an honor to be before you this morning to discuss the results of the 2021 local election that took place on November 2nd. Before we get into the results, I'd like to start with a few thank yous. I'd like to thank all of the polling locations that allowed us to use their facilities. We interrupt their business on Friday before the election to set up, again on Monday for the computers to be set up. Someone opens every location before 6 a.m. on election day, and then they're there to close that evening. And then we interrupt them again on Wednesday to pick up all of our stuff. And so I just want to thank each of the 12 places that allowed us to use their location. I would like to thank you as commissioners for adding back in the Boys and Girls Club as a polling location. I think that is going to be a very good addition to our locations and be good for the voters in Chaves County. I would like to thank all of the poll workers. We had 15 early workers at 4 locations. We had 52 election day workers at 12 locations. We had 7 absentee board workers, 2 delivery guys, and 1 messenger who happens to be our prior county clerk, Dave Kunko. So we couldn't let him get away with not participating in an election. We put him to work. I would like to thank the staff in the clerk's office. They put in a lot of time and a lot of effort to prepare for this election and make sure that everything ran smoothly and efficiently. I would like to let you know that this was the first election that the Secretary of State's office provided funding up front. So that was nice. They provided $27,650 to us up front. We are still going to be short about $15,000 that I will reach out to the state for reimbursement for, but they are covering all of the costs for this election. I believe Casey gave you the results. Out of 34,552 eligible voters for this election, we had a total voter turnout of 2,425, which is only a 7% turnout in Travis County. We were disappointed with the turnout. We are looking into ways to communicate with voters, maybe by text, emails, things like that, moving forward. We do radio, newspaper, we send out brochures, but we're always open for ideas on how we can get information out to the voters. We had 655 early voters at 4 locations. We used the clerk's office, the Roswell Mall, Dexter, and the Hagerman Joy Center. We only had 93 absentee ballots returned, and on election day, 1,677 people voted. There is a breakdown of each location on the sheets that Casey handed out, and then we also gave you a kind of a comparison from the 2019 and the 2021. We're kind of seeing the same thing we did 2 years ago. We had a few more, about 1,000 more, 1,500 more voters than in 2019, but not much of a better turnout. And I will stand for any questions.
Commissioners, any questions for Ms. Cindy? Did you say that we had more voters this year than in 2019?
Yes, sir. If you look on the comparison sheet, in 2019, we had 33,060 eligible voters, and this election, we had 34,552, so about 1,500 more.
So those are the eligible voters? but-
Yes, sir.
But the ones that actually voted were
500 fewer.
500 less. We had more eligible voter, excuse me, more eligible voters, but less people voted.
Correct.
So 2019, we had 9%, and this year, we had 7%.
Yes, sir.
Cindy, did y'all have any issues with absentee ballots or anything, same day, people coming in to vote and having to do some of the things we've had to look at as canvassing this as we have in the past?
We did not. It was a very, very quiet day, no issues. We did not have same-day voter registration on Election Day. That ended the Saturday before the election. So unless they change the law moving forward, hopefully it will stay that way.
Dara, you have any questions for Cindy out there?
No, Mr. Chairman, I do not. Thank you, Cindy. Thank you, staff.
Yeah, great job. I
Thank
mean,
you.
wish we would have had better voter turnout, but at the same time, you guys did a great job with what you had to work with in this election.
Thank you.
Cindy, what precinct in Chaves County votes for the Artesia School Board?
That's 104.
Okay.
And we only have one, position 1 in the Artesia School District that's in Chaves County.
Rita, it looks like your polling location only finished second to the county clerk's office.
That is correct, and is there going to be public participation at the end of the canvass? Because I would like to say something.
Miss Rita, I would say since you're probably only one who's run one of the polls here, that we'll give you an opportunity to have comment to compliment your folks that you worked with at the Country Club Church of Christ.
Mr. Chairman, I move we approve the canvass of the 2021 local election.
Second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Zell and a second by Commissioner Bilberry to approve Agenda Item 1, which is the canvassing of the 2021 local election. Commissioners, any other questions or discussion? We'll go ahead and do a voice vote on this one.
Commissioner Taylor?
Yes.
Commissioner Dana? Her cat.
Dara. Dara.
She just asked me to call her back.
Oh,
Do it again. Come on.
Mr. Chairman, this would be a roll call vote, no.
a roll call, excuse me, a roll call vote. I apologize.
Well,
Thank you, Commissioner.
I have to keep you on your toes.
Yes.
okay. We'll put Dara on my telephone. Hello, Commissioner Dana. You're in front of the mic. They're doing a roll call vote on
Thank you.
the canvas.
Okay, yes, it broke up too much, and then finally dropped. Yes, Commissioner Dana.
Commissioner Ezell?
Aye.
Commissioner Bilberry?
Yes.
And Commissioner Kevin?
Aye.
You have a 5-0 to pass.
All right. Thank you. Passes unanimously. Great job. Appreciate everything you guys do for the county. So I'm going to let you stay up there as Miss Rita comes up to make some comments on her polling place. Look out, Senator.
Rita Kane Dorhofer, very narrow, unstriped Mark Road. I was the presiding judge for West Country Club Church of Christ. You have no idea how hard the clerk's office works. You really don't. Friday, as Mrs. Fuller was telling you, but absolutely never have any problems that they cannot answer. If I need them, Stephanie was out there at 6:15 in the morning to make sure that things were running right. We never have any problems that we can't handle without the clerk's office, except when Commissioner Cavan comes in to talk about the Houston Astros. But other than that, I mean, anytime I need something, everything is right there. And then you have Casey, who knows that I come early in the morning to pick up my files and pick up whatever I need. She says, well, I'm going to do them over the weekend. I will make sure yours are ready right for you at 8 o'clock in the morning. Then I came in with Travis, and I said, Travis, you really need to come out to my polling place and see how things are run. Did we see Travis? No, he never showed up. I don't know if he was scared or whatever, but were you scared, Travis?
He's got bus tracks.
We have great people, and the county clerk's office always vets out the people, so I always have the best in my polling place. But the thing is, it's people who want to be there, people who know their job, and people who run a great election. We only had one lady who was a problem, but I took care of her. Well, you should have heard what she was saying. It was horrible. I threatened to call the sheriff, not once but twice, and when I took out my phone and I was going to dial, she calmed down. But it takes a lot to run a poll, and I don't think that they get paid enough to run a poll. That is my personal opinion. So I'm just saying, it was a great election. They were there. I came and they were waiting for me to bring in my tallies. So I think you really need to salute, applaud, or whatever you want to do for the clerk, the deputy clerk, and her entire staff. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Rita, and thank you for all you do for our community. Cindy? Thank you to all you guys. You guys do an amazing job. You got another election coming up here in March. So I know you guys will be prepared for that primary. It's going to be all hands on deck. So thank you. Thank you, guys.
We think that we're going to have Dara on the regular phone again.
Okay.
Commissioner Dana.
Okay, let's try this again.
Thank you.
Thank you. Technology is wonderful when it works.
Yes. Okay, agenda item 2 today is going to be, oh, you have something to say, Ms. Charlotte?
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. I just wanted to remind you that with the canvassing of that vote, that is still going to delay the property tax process. We will be sending out the tax bills December 1st. We have been trying to notify the public, the taxpayers of Chaves County, by several means. We have had it in the newspaper. Sandra and I did record a PSA, which will begin running this week. We are going out to the radio stations, but because it is a multi-county school district with the ELIDA, that is still going to delay our tax bill until that is canvassed by the state of New Mexico on the 23rd of November. So I just wanted to remind everyone and bring that, to your attention, that we still have that issue, that it's going to be delayed this year.
Okay.
Did that bond issue pass?
Do you know if it
Yes.
passed in ELIDA? I believe it did.
Cindy's saying yes.
I'm sure it did.
Okay, yes. So, unfortunately, because it is a multi-county school district, then we have to wait until it is canvassed by the Secretary of State's office. And unfortunately, that's going to delay. We have had numerous calls. We have people coming in wanting to know where their tax bill is at. So just want to put that out there again so that the public is aware that we are running on a 30-day delayed notification. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Charlotte.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, agenda item number 2 is to begin the redistricting workshop. This workshop will allow for public input regarding redistricting for the Chaves County Board of Commissioners with a presentation by Mr. Rod Adair from New Mexico Demographics based on the 2020 census data. This is a public hearing. It's been properly advertised per statute requirements, and Commissioner Dana asked that I remind everyone to speak loudly into the microphone like Ms. Rita so she will be able to hear. Thank you.
Thanks, Bill. All right. Senator Adair, you're up.
Maybe I'll set it up here. Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members of the commission. I'll just start with a few general notations about redistricting. Of course, it has to be done every 10 years, and it's now in statute as of a bill passed last year. Until that time, we were going on case law and generally accepted principles, but Senator Ivy Soto of Albuquerque put in statute a provision that requires you to redistrict to within 5% of the ideal of your county's district. Chaves County came in with a population of 65,157, and so what you have to do at that point is divide by 5, and you come up with an ideal district of 13,031 people. Ideal because if everyone had exactly the same representation, then that's how many people would be in each of the commissioners' districts. This idea came from frustrations shown through the years about districting in and of itself for the first 180 years of America's history. And it reached a boiling point in the early 1960s when people from Tennessee realized that some of their state representatives represented 4,000 or 5,000 people, and others represented 90,000. And though they were in cities and the others were in rural areas, and they wondered why they weren't getting as much school appropriations and all kinds of stuff in the cities as they were in the rural areas. So people in Nashville, Chattanooga, Knoxville, and Memphis were upset about this, and they eventually reached the Supreme Court in a case called Baker versus Carr. And eventually, New Mexico at that time had no districts for its congressmen. We got our second congressman after the 1940 census, and between 1942 and 1968, you got to go in and vote as if you lived in Hagerman or Lake Arthur or Dexter, vote for two, like you do in at-large elections for city councils and stuff for towns that are under 10,000 people. And so New Mexico would vote for two congressmen each time. And finally, Governor Dave Cargo brought suit himself to force New Mexico to divide into District 1 and District 2, 1968. Those were the first elections. And then eventually, people made complaints about local bodies, such as yours. And it was in the 1980s, the 1988 election is the first election in Chaves County when, until 1988, you had 3 commissioners who represented the entire county, and everybody in the county could vote on all 3. Problems arose about at-large elections like that because it tended not to recognize communities of interest, especially those based on ethnicity or race. And so beginning in 1988, we had 5 commissioners, and it's been that way ever since. And the same thing has been applied to school boards and city councils between 1962 and the mid-'80s, and now you're required to district. You do have leeway in counties, school boards, and cities of 5% either direction from the ideal. The Congress does not have any leeway. The state legislature, which redistricts 3 congressional districts, if you had 2.1 million, we have approximately 2.1 million people in the state, but let's say it were exactly 2.1 million, they would have to district to 700,000 each. Even if you have to get in and split precincts, as they have done in the last couple of times, mainly in Roosevelt County, I believe. It has to come out exactly, 1 person, 1 vote. You don't have that. A question arose last night at the Roswell City Council about a 10% variance. There is in the law for the legislature to do state house and state senate districts a 10% variance, meaning that if you have of the 42 state senators, if the highest deviation over the mean is 3%, they are now arguing, the Navajo Nation is arguing specifically, that they can go minus 7% in certain Indian districts, Indian-dominated state senate or state house districts, so that the distance between the highest overage and the lowest lowerage is no more than 10 points, if that makes sense to you. And so that's built in for the legislature to do in those. But local bodies don't have that. You can't go minus 7 to plus 3. You have to go minus 5% to plus 5%. So we're at 13,031, and in Plan A that you're looking at there, you have deviations of minus 3.3, 2.5, minus 1.7, 0.0 in District 4, and minus 4.0. And I assume you have those packets with you that show the populations and the ethnic breakdowns. So Plan A is, this increases Hispanic population in districts 1 and 2. You can see on here that the overall Hispanic population of the county is 56.9%. The adult Hispanic population, the 65,157 is the population. The 18-plus population of the county is 47,971. The total population of the county is 56.9% Hispanic, 37.5% Anglo, 0.6% Native American, 1.5% Black, and 0.9% Asian. However, the adult population is 52.3% Hispanic, 41.9% Anglo, 0.7% Native American, 1.7% Black, and 1% Asian. You can see that the county has 6,077 square miles, and under this plan, District 1 would have 1,732 square miles, 2, 2,116, 3, 2,135, and Districts 4 and 5 would be much smaller. 4 would be 88 square miles, and District 5 would only be 5.7 square miles. Under this plan, there are 4 majority Hispanic commission districts, 3 of which are majority adult Hispanic commission district. And of course, neither the Native American nor Black nor Asian population in Chaves County represents a high enough segment of the population to be able to create its own interest group or district that is concerned with that ethnicity or race. If there are no questions about any of the details of Plan A, we can move on to Plan B.
Commissioners, any questions about Plan A? Commissioner Dana?
No, Mr. Chairman, thank you.
All right, let's proceed to Plan B.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, Plan B is what's called the perfect plan. Now, it's perfect only in one sense, that there's no deviation at all between the populations of the 5 districts. Or you have to have, because the population comes out and ends in a 7, 65,157, there has to be a deviation of 1 in two of the districts. The others are exactly at 0. 1, 2, and 3 all have exactly 13,031. District 4 and 5 have 13,032 people. It's perfect only in the sense that each person has exactly the same representation on the Board of County Commissioners. Under this plan, there would be 3 majority Hispanic districts, and those would also be majority Hispanic in terms of the adult population as well. So it's the same in terms of the adult population as Plan A. I don't recommend this plan, but I show it to every commission or city council so they can see, and some of them actually, Las Vegas got interested in this plan. There's a good deal of interest in it. The reason I don't recommend it is because it has, by nature, it splits precincts, and you have to get down into changing individual census blocks, quite a number of them, and that becomes a burden on the county clerk. Okay, and unfortunately, the IT section has made this so that see how that shows over here? The IT guy has made this impenetrable here, so people cannot destroy your display by means of, what do you call this? Lasers.
Laser.
So, in any case, you can see a little block going up there. There's an example. Only I can make this work. There's an example right there in the north of East 19th Street, right in here. That's one census block. Census block is not really a city block, but sometimes it is, just by sheer luck. But usually it's not. As you can see, there are other census blocks out there, but Chavez County probably has, oh my goodness, 15,000 census, I don't know how many. Most of them have a zero in them. Nobody lives in them. But the Census Bureau creates these for us to use as building blocks for precincts and then sometimes even districts like that. You can, yeah, that, hey,
See, I'll mess it up.
there you go. He pointed to that thing, and a lot of movements like that occurred where I just go ahead and invade a precinct, in that case precinct 6, take out one census block and put it into District 1. And the same thing happened in all the districts. Kind of moving around and put it into precinct 40, I guess it is. Maybe, no, 41 is probably where that is. Because 40 is up there to the north and slightly to the east. And so put it in precinct 41 so in that particular area, District 1 comes up and gets exactly the number it needs to get 13,031. The same kind of thing occurred in all 5 districts. But you have a picture on the overall plan of Plan B of what the county would look like if you show that, if you have a perfect plan. And again, plans, districts 1, 2, and 3 are 1,700 to 2,300 square miles roughly. And districts 4 and 5 are only 3.5 square miles and 6 square miles. Mr. Chairman, I'll move on to, if you don't have anything.
Commissioners, any questions on Plan B for Senator Adair? Dara, any questions?
No, Mr. Chairman, thank you.
Thank you. Seeing no questions, let's go ahead and proceed to Plan C.
Plan C is kind of makes the least adjustments that there are in the existing situation. And it ends up with 3 majority Hispanic districts and 3 that are majority adult Hispanic districts. And you can see districts A, B, and districts 1, 2, and 3 are large as they currently are, and districts 4 and 5 are 5 square miles and 7.8 square miles, respectively. And I assume people have had lots of time to look at all these maps and everything, so if you have any questions, I'd be glad to try to answer them. We can move on to Plan D if you're ready, Mr. Chairman.
Commissioners, any questions on Plan C? Dara? Commissioner Dana?
Mr. Chairman, I just have one. Does Plan C split any precinct?
I don't think so. I don't think Plan C splits any precincts. I think that occurred in Plan B.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, let's go ahead and proceed to, do you have a question? No. Okay, let's go ahead and proceed to Plan D.
Plan D increases the Hispanic population in District 1 to 73.5 from a current 68.9. And the other, it's the highest concentration of Hispanic voters in the in any of the plans, and it also increases the Hispanic population of District 2 from 64.1 to 65.4, and it maintains the population of District 4 at 61.1. And District 1 does come down and curls around District 2 and takes in Lake Arthur, as well as the bulk of Hagerman and Dexter. As I read the changes that were made, the traditional precincts of 101 and 102 were split, with 101 and 102 respectively retaining the core cities of Hagerman and Dexter, and 105 and 106 respectively running out toward the west of each of those municipalities, and having people who look to Hagerman and Dexter perhaps as their homes, but they're not actual residents of those two towns. And this plan has District 1 representing not only like East Grand Plains area and the eastern side of Roswell, but also represents Hagerman, Dexter, and finally Lake Arthur. Lake Arthur is not split because Lake Arthur, Precinct 103 is only a fraction of the size of Precincts 101 and 102. And again, this leaves a Hispanic population of 73.5 and 70.7% adult Hispanic population in District 1. So, those are the four plans, A, B, C, and D. And if there are any questions, Mr. Chairman, I'd be happy to try to answer.
Commissioners, any questions for Senator Adair? Commissioner Dana, any questions?
No, Mr. Chairman, thank you.
All right, thank you for your presentation, and don't go anywhere.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and members of the commission.
Okay, so we'll go to part 2 of this workshop, and if we have anybody in the audience here that wants to make any public comment, please come to the podium, state your name for the record. Excuse me, name and address for the public record.
Yeah. Good morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the commission, Senator Adair. My name is Frank Sanchez. I have been a plaintiff in 7 voting rights lawsuits over the past 40 years. We prevailed on all 7 of them. One of the lawsuits that was filed was against the county commission in the mid-'80s. And we challenged under the Voting Rights Act the at-large system that the county operated under, or the elections operated under. We prevailed, and eventually, because so many of those lawsuits were filed across the state of New Mexico, a law was established that created single-member districts for counties, all kinds of different jurisdictions over a certain population. And as Senator Adair stated, that's where you, I think that's when you went to five districts. And I'll just, you already know the redistricting principles, and I want to emphasize one, especially, equal population, contiguous, and communities of interest, and the Voting Rights Act, Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act. You must comply with the Voting Rights Act, especially Section 2, which basically says that you cannot crack or pack communities. Cracking means going to the core of a Mexican-American community, in our case, and splitting it up into 3 parts that weakens the potential for a district. Or the reverse is a pack where you get up to 80, 90%, where you minorities are all put in that, when you could create another possible district, or you could bolster another district. So there are some fair and objective standards to help you get a fair districts. And for the most part, what I've seen, those are being followed. My choices, of the choices that are available, are Plan D and Plan A. Plan D, because most important to me, it keeps the east side precincts together, intact. It doesn't break them up. These are traditional communities of interest. They have been featured in all the voting rights cases that we have challenged at-large elections, challenged the legislature, and it keeps basically the core Hispanic communities together, as well as some of the others. So that's would be my choice or my recommendation of the choices that are available. There's many different ways that these districts can be drawn. These are the choices. And second would be Plan A, and I think that takes 2 or 3 of those traditional Hispanic neighborhoods and puts them in other districts. So my hope would be that you keep those traditional Hispanic neighborhoods and precincts together. And one other thing on the side, I do appreciate you putting a voting site in the east side, and that's also part of the Voting Rights Act to make sure that all people have accessible. That's in the side, but that's my my recommendation, my feeling on these, and hope for the best in your deliberations, because it's not always choosing these districts because they're long term, or at least a decade, and they set the elections up for another decade of who's going to run and what voters are in those precincts. So thank you. If you have any questions, I'll answer.
Commissioners, any questions for Mr. Sanchez? Commissioner Dana, any questions for Mr. Sanchez?
No, Mr. Chairman, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Frank, I have
Yes.
one question, and I know your preference to A and D. What is your opinion of, as Senator Adair put it, the perfect map because of the numbers and being, and I know it adds work to our clerk's office, but what is with your knowledge and experience, you've been doing this for a long time, what is your?
Well, I think it's perfect in terms of equal population, but it may not be perfect in all the redistricting principles. And it goes back to my recommendation on D. If I remember correctly, and if I saw it thoroughly, that begins to break up some of those traditional Hispanic precincts. So it's not perfect in that sense. It's perfect in terms of deviation, no question, perfect in terms of equal population. But remember, there's 4 redistricting principles that you need to keep in mind.
Correct.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Anybody else in the audience that would like to make public comment to the redistricting maps? Alfredo, we have this out on,
Somebody was asking about how come they didn't hear about the election, but it had been placed on Facebook. How come they didn't hear about the election on Facebook, but it had been placed on Facebook under the clerk's page?
talking about the canvassing,
No, just the election.
just the election. Okay. All right, anything else out there? All right, public comment. Anybody else? Anybody else? Welcome to our meeting, Mayor Pro Tem Jason Perry. Rita, I can't believe you're sitting back there and don't have anything to say. Okay.
I get along with all of the county people, so I have no problem with whoever you want to put me in the district. I will call them just as often as I call you.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, should we get her address and put it in the map?
It's narrow and striped road, marked road.
Put a star on the map where Rita's address is at. Okay, all right, seeing no further public comment. Commissioners, questions, comments, discussion on this? This is one time out of 10 years that we make a big decision, so if you have questions for Senator Adair or anybody else, now's the time to ask. Commissioner Dana, do you have any questions?
No, Mr. Chairman, I think everything was pretty self-explanatory. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Rod, would you put the Plan D map back up on the screen? Thank you.
Mr. Chairman and Commissioner Ezell, that reminds me of something I neglected to talk about, which is that, let me think about term limits here. Anytime we're dealing with, cities do not have term limits in New Mexico, but with counties, an incumbent, same thing applies to cities, even though they don't have term limits. If you're elected in 2020, you are elected legally to a term that's described in the Secretary of State's proclamation describing your district, and you're elected for a term of 4 years. And for those who are eligible, or not eligible for re-election in 2024, your district does not come into anything, any choice you make, that district does not come into legal effect until January 1st of 2025. So you're tied to the district from which you were elected. The question has arisen before, well, what if I'm out of my district now? No, that doesn't matter. You live in that district. From my own experience, as an example, in 1996, I was elected to represent Chaves and Eddy counties, Roswell and North Artesia, or most of Artesia, and re-elected in 2000. 1 year after my re-election, there was redistricting, and I was changed from Chaves and Eddy to Chaves and Lincoln. But until 2004, actually until January 1st, 2005, I represented legally Chaves and Eddy. I didn't give Eddy any more capital outlay, I gave it all to Lincoln. Because I knew that even though legally I was still representing Eddy County, they had no say in 2004 as to whether I'd be retained or not, and Lincoln did. So this is not being recorded, is it?
Oh, absolutely.
So
They're
anyway.
watching you.
So just keep that in mind. Commissioners, let me think. Commissioner Ezell, you were elected to your second term in 2020 or not? No. Yeah.
2020.
Yes.
2020. Commissioner Billberry?
2020.
Commissioner
First
Taylor.
term.
So you serve those terms completely, and even if you're taken out of your district or whatever, it doesn't affect, people can't say, oh, no, you're out of your district. No, that's not the way this works. You serve out those terms. The new districts do not come into effect for you until 2024. Now, for those elected in 2018, the districts obviously will be in effect beginning filing date this coming, probably first Tuesday in March.
And that would be Commissioner Dana.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Is Miss Cindy still here?
Yes.
Oh, there she is over here. I apologize. I was looking back
I
in.
was-
Where she always is.
Yeah, but she was there.
I was
and then
getting a
she's-
little, I was
Her
getting a
staff
little
is over there,
panicked.
maybe.
Was I supposed to hang up or?
No,
Singing?
this meeting's not over. Don't go anywhere.
We acting on this today?
I'm right here.
We're not acting on this today.
No. Quick question on the perfect plan. How difficult would the perfect plan be for the county clerk's office to put in place? I mean, since Senator Adair said that as much as it's the perfect plan, how difficult would it be for you and the clerks to put Plan B in motion?
Mr. Chairman, I was actually just talking to the staff, and over the last 2 years, we've split 10 precincts.
I know you have.
It's, we will make whatever the commission decides happen.
With not much difficulty?
No,
With a
sir.
lot of difficulty?
No,
Well, you guys are so
We'll make it
amazing,
happen.
you can make it happen, so, okay, I just had to ask that question, just since it's an option, how difficult it would be for you guys.
Do both B and C result in split precincts? Only B? And am I correct in, yeah, I think I am. Plan D has the largest percentage deviation, with Plan A having the second largest, but it is only in town, right?
Mr. Chairman, Commissioner, I think that Plan D does probably have the largest total deviation, if that's what you're referring to.
Let's move on, Mr. Chairman.
All right, if we don't have any further questions or discussion from the commissioners, I wanted to say thank you to Senator Adair for doing a great job and giving us some options for us to decide on at our commission meeting next week. Commissioners, I appreciate everybody being here. I appreciate everybody being here in the audience. And we've got a big decision to make next week on redistricting. And like I said, once again, this happens every 10 years, and it does change things up to some degree, depending on which map we vote on next week. And so with that, we will adjourn. Thank you again.
Thank you.